busy news week. So we did talk last time about what was it, Trump, and he got the conviction in the civil trial for the sexual abuse and defamation. Well, and don't ask me why. CNN. I mean, I know why. We'll talk about it. But CNN decided to give him his own hour-long town hall right after that.
Oh boy!
And
all right,
it did not go well, and CNN is a little bit under the gun for doing this because it was kind of embarrassing. So we'll look at a little bit about this real quick. So this is an Inside Edition, kind of ripping on CNN.
I'm sorry. Look at that picture of him with his mouth open, like he's just roar.
A lot of headlines today about that jaw-dropping CNN town hall with Donald Trump. It appeared that the audience was filled with his supporters. They cheered his defense of the January 6th rioters and laughed as he mocked E. Jean Carroll, the woman who successfully sued him for sexual assault and defamation. His comments were so offensive to Ms. Carroll that she says she is seriously considering filing a new lawsuit against the former president. Here's Stephen.
I don't blame her.
You go, girl.
Well, he just got tagged for defamation. Then he went on CNN, defamed her again after he just lost $5 million for defamation, sexual abuse.
Just doesn't learn. And listen, I'm not even saying it because it's Trump, and let's be honest, I don't like him. But for anyone, you literally just got yourself handed to yourself to learn the lesson, and you can't figure it out 10 minutes later?
Right. No, he never learns. But here's the thing with CNN. It's like they should know better than to have him on for an hour, because he basically got up there and just lied. He was still pushing the I won the 2020 election. He's pushed that. He said he finished building the wall, which never happened. I mean, you can't fact check somebody like that in real time when they can just spew bullshit. It's too hard. And they should have known better. And the other thing that kills me is, and then she pointed that out, which I think was the big embarrassment, which is, so you do a town hall, but you fill it with Trump supporters. So they're cheering and clapping him on the whole time. So basically, it's not a town hall; it's a rally.
Right.
If it was
very different.
If it was a town hall, you'd have some liberals and some Democrats in there to ask him questions.
You kind of have some of everybody there.
Right. But nope, it was all pretty much Trump supporters.
You know, he reminds me of that kid I keep giving detention to, that I give detention to, and the next day I give them detention for literally the same thing I gave them detention for the day before. And all week long, I give them detention. And they're like, but why, miss? And it's because of the thing they did yesterday, the day before, and the day before that.
Right.
But I feel like Trump is old enough, like these are kids we're talking about, but Trump is old enough to where he should sort of have figured some of this out by now.
You would think so. You'd hope so. Let's watch some more, because he does. They show some clips, but this is him talking about E. Jean Carroll. But once again, he just got tagged for $5 million for defamation and sexual assault or sexual abuse of her. And now he's talking about her at this town hall.
Fabian.
A triumph for Trump and a train wreck for CNN. That's what they're calling the Trump town hall today.
It was disgraceful on every level.
America got to see who he is last night, a ranting, raving lunatic.
Trump mocked writer E. Jean Carroll, who just this week won a $5 million judgment against him for defamation and sexual assault.
I have no idea who the hell. She's a whack job.
You did not.
The mostly Republican audience lapped it up.
What kind of a woman meets somebody and brings them up, and within minutes you're playing hanky-panky in a dressing room, okay? I don't know if she was married then or not, but think of it.
He made fun of her account of her sexual assault, and many in the audience laughed.
E. Jean Carroll is reacting today, calling Trump's mockery stupid, disgusting, vile, foul. Her lawyer says they're considering suing Trump for defamation again.
And they got it on tape.
I mean, you know what? I think this a good spend of some of that money she just got from him on the judgment to try to go in and be like, okay, so clearly you didn't learn the first time.
Right.
I'm not all about people going sue happy, but like, just to prove the point, this one feels kind of worth it to me.
Well,
and again, this isn't even about it being him. It's just about, like, you literally just got yourself handed to yourself 10 minutes ago for this.
Well, plus, too, with a guy with that many and crazy followers, they're sending her death threats and shit like that. So yeah, I think she's got a good case to make. Plus, we got him on tape saying it. The thing, like I said, was so disgusting is why did they pack it with Trump supporters? Because they're laughing about, he's talking about the sexual assault and they're laughing about it. I mean, it's just like, it was amazing to me.
What it is. Market it as what it really is instead of sort of false advertising.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, this is the thing that pisses me off about it is if you're going to get a guy like that on, right, you need to get somebody who, A, can keep him in line, and B, can challenge him back. Because as much as this woman tried, he just talked over her and just kept bullshitting. And what you need to do is you can't put him in a scenario where he has the audience on his side, because then, to the casual observer, it looks like he's winning. Right? To the person who doesn't know any better, it looks like, oh, see, Trump's got this, oh, he's right. Oh, the reporter is being a nasty, mean person to him. Right? Just what he called her. Right? That's what it seems like. That's what they don't understand is it's the forum that you put it in. You made him look good. And you made yourselves look like assholes. And you're CNN, you should freaking know better, you would think. Right? Plus, the other thing that kills me is you got to remember, if you go internationally, who's the news channel that everybody watches for American news? CNN. And they turn it on, and what do they see? They see him lying about elections, saying all this fascist crap. Right? And they see the audience cheering him on, and that's what they think is happening in the United States. They think it's like a little Hitler Youth rally going on over here.
Well, and honestly, by the looks of that thing, it kind of was.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, here's Anderson Cooper. He tried to defend their position on doing this, but it's. Look, I mean, I don't have a problem with Anderson Cooper, but this is kind of bullshit, and it's kind of hypocritical.
Maybe you haven't been paying attention to him since he left office. Maybe you've been enjoying not hearing from him, thinking it can't happen again. Some investigation is going to stop him. Well, it hasn't so far. So if last night showed anything, it showed it can happen again. It is happening again. He hasn't changed, and he is running hard. You have every right to be outraged today and angry and never watch this network again. But do you think staying in your silo and only listening to people you agree with is going to make that person go away?
Well, honestly, Anderson, here's the problem. We're not saying you can't report on him. We're not saying you shouldn't report on him. What we're saying is you shouldn't give him an hour unchecked where the crowd is on his side and format it in a way that he looks like he came out on top. You should know better.
He probably was required to say that.
No, I'm sure they pushed him to say it. But here's the thing about it. Because it's the problem with the press is you just can't, sometimes you just got to call the guy a liar. And a lot of the mainstream press, they won't do it. Even if they, remember Paul Ryan telling us that whole thing about, well, if we cut taxes on the rich, it'll raise revenue. And when we all knew that was horseshit. Every economist was saying it was horseshit. But nobody said, hey, he's a liar. I remember even when Joe Biden debated him, for the vice presidential debate. And it was Paul Ryan and Joe Biden. And it was pretty obvious that they basically said to Joe, go kick his ass, but you can't call him a liar to his face. Because Joe kept having to stop himself from going, this is a lie, that's a lie. That's when he came up with its malarkey shit. And that's where he got that tagline, is because he was trying to find a way to not call him a liar, when all he wanted to do was call him a little fucking liar. Right?
I mean,
but that's
you know
worse.
what? I don't know why they wouldn't let him just call it what it is, man. All of America the half of America that could tell it was a lie was saying the word liar. So I don't know why Joe Biden isn't allowed to say it.
Well, it's one of those things where, I mean, he did imply that the debates with Trump, that Trump was a liar. And I think the big win for Biden on that debate wasn't anything he said politically or policy-wise. It was when he just looked over at Trump and he said, "Will you shut up?" And everybody was like, oh.
Right, like...
Because Trump didn't know how to respond to that. Nobody talks to him like that. And Biden's sitting there like, "I will kick your ass." You little crybaby. But here's the deal where it's so hypocritical for CNN. Because CNN needed the ratings boost, and that's what this was about. And they got it. Here it is. Axios is reporting. CNN's controversial town hall with former President Trump drew 3.3 million viewers Wednesday night, making CNN the most watched cable news network of the evening. Right? And they talk about this. Yeah, Caitlin Collins did her best, but there was a lot of shit she couldn't cover. Trump pushing the unproven conspiracy about the 2020 election being rigged, misleading comments about finishing the construction of the U.S.-Mexico border wall. Right? But at the end of the day, what ended up happening was CNN got the views and they made news, which is stupid because you're supposed to report the news, CNN. You're not supposed to be making news. Because now we're talking about it, right? Yeah, because now we're talking about CNN, right? The rest of the world's talking about why the hell they do that. And you can't give me the excuse, well, he is like the whole Anderson Cooper thing. Anderson Cooper is like, well, he is the front runner for the Republican Party right now. And it's like, well, yeah, I remember in 2016 when Ben Carson was the front runner. You didn't give him an hour on TV with his own audience.
This is also true.
Why? Because it wasn't going to draw 3.3 million viewers with Ben Carson.
All right, I need to pause.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about